Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 85 of the Sim Racing Show. And this week, Kaz has spoken out on what shapes Gran Turismo 7, but it raises a question. Is Gran Turismo 8 ever going to come? We'll speak in just seconds. Meanwhile, Kunos is dropping Assetto Corsa Rally and Assetto Corsa Competizione updates. Are they going to be bigger than Polyphony in 2026? And NASCAR is coming to AMS2, sort of. And believe this, Project Motor Racing and Race Room released the same feature at basically the same time. And Gran Turismo 7 is dropping a new car, potentially boosting the Group 4 class with a real-world touring car. Let's get into it. So at the Gran Turismo World Finals in Japan, Kaz stated that Gran Turismo 7 is in the best position any Gran Turismo title has ever been in. He said that Gran Turismo 7 is still sitting at over 2 million monthly active users nearly 4 years after launch. That's not peak players, it's not downloads, that's active users every month. And what really stood out is that he also mentioned this growth is still happening without major price drops, and that both long-time players and brand new players are still joining and playing. And that's basically the justification right there for why GT7 is still getting free updates. That's why Spec 3 exists as a free update, and also why Polyphony now feels confident enough to experiment with things like paid DLC on top. And Kaz tied all of this back to lessons they learned from GT Sport, the idea of long-term support, constant updates and direct feedback shaping a game over time. So Gran Turismo 7 isn't a finished product, it's more like a live platform. He also explained that Polyphony always has a long wish list of features and ideas, things like the Power Pack DLC, but what actually gets greenlit depends on timing, sales performance and player engagements. That raises a pretty big question for all of us. If Kaz and Polyphony have this long wish list of ideas sitting there, what should be next? What features do you think deserve to be prioritized now? And just as importantly, why do you think some of the things the community have been asking for years are still taking long to arrive? Things like the PSVR 2 HUD, for example, that I've been shouting about. Because if Gran Turismo 7 is really a live platform, then at what point does Gran Turismo 8 actually happen, or is it ever going to come? Crazy idea, but let me know your thoughts in the comment, and I'll also let you know about some new content coming to Gran Turismo 7. Now, 2025 has been a massive year for Kunos. They kicked off the year by throwing themselves straight in the deep end with Assetto Corsa Evo entering early access back in January. And from day one, this has also been a very fluid process, tweaked in real time, it felt like. The multiplayer systems coming also. Then to make things even busier, they followed that up with Assetto Corsa Rally, developed by Supernova, but Kunos involved. That came out in early access, and the reception to that I think has been stronger than most people expected. And they've just dropped update 0.2. Now, this should have been a big step forward for Assetto Corsa Rally. However, in my opinion, it actually made the force feedback worse on my Simucube 2 Pro you can see behind me. So that's been a bit confusing. Also, the snow area they added is very, very, very small. Now, that's fine in early access. I just feel like if Assetto Corsa Rally is going to, expand out of the niche that we have in sim racing and the rally niche and become a big game generally, which is what I want for sim racing. Think back to the likes of Colin McRae Rally 2.0. It needs to be doing world-class things. So let's reserve judgment and see what comes in the next update. But for this one, there is a snow track in the Italian Alps, but it's less than a kilometre long. They've also included the Alpine A110 Group 4, not the new one that you probably know, but the old one, which was a bit of a rally car. And it's an interesting match for these conditions. Very difficult to drive, so it kind of makes sense in this testing area because it forces you to understand how to drive the car. And as I mentioned, they have also revised the gravel and tarmac physics and force feedback. I personally don't think it's an improvement. That's my honest opinion, but I'm sure they're going to keep tweaking it and we'll see what happens in the next update. So Assetto Corsa Rally, still improving things. Let me know what you think in the comments. Obviously, I think it's on discount at the moment. There'll be a link in description. And while all that stuff is happening, Kunos hasn't completely abandoned their hardcore GT crowd either. I think this is a massive story. Kunos had the GT fan base kind of on lock with the Assetto Corsa Competizione, but I feel like they took their eye off the ball with Evo, and now that ACC community is feeling a little bit lost, but Kunos is still looking after them. They've just launched a free 2025 season update on Steam, which brings the latest Fanatec GT World Challenge. That's 86 new liveries for the Europe World Challenge, 9 new liveries for America, and updated drivers. There's no paywall, it's updated grids. Obviously, there's no new actual real content there, and I reckon it's partly to do with the licensing that Kunos have to do this, but it's cool to see another update for ECC. However, I would like Kunos to speak more about what they're going to do with this GT community that they've nurtured over the last half a decade or so. So is Kunos going to be bigger than Polyphony in 2026 with Evo, Rally and ACC? Let me know in the comments. Now, next we're going to get to G7 update, surprise AMS2 update and other news. But before that, I want to say a big thank you to today's sponsor, GT Omega, who are sponsoring the sim racing show. I've been using GT Omega products for years and years and years now. And if you go to gtomega.co.uk and use my code KIRETH5, you get an extra 5% off. Behind me here, I've got the inertia bucket seat on a GT Omega Prime Lite, like their entry-level extrusion rig, and that's running a SimuCube 2 Pro, so it all kind of works. Big thank you to GT Omega for sponsoring the sim racing show. Now, this one came out of nowhere because NASCAR is kind of coming to AMS2. It's a winter update, and there's going to be American V8 cars coming to AMS2. So we're getting 80s and 90s stock cars, plus, and this is a really cool bonus, that Garage 56 NASCAR from Le Mans in 2023. Do you remember that? Super cool car. And the best bit is these cars are free if you already own one of the Racing USA expansion packs. On top of that, they also say there's going to be more physics and tyre improvements. They're adding the tourist Nordschleife layout. They've probably seen what Assetto Corsa Evo is doing there. And there's also part 2 of the Supercars DLC. So big update for AMS2. It keeps improving. I know so many of you in the comments love AMS2. Now here's some exciting news from the world of sim racing and motorsport, because sim racers are being recognised by motorsport in the awards, the annual awards happening. Big sim racers like Max Verstappen, Taylor Barnard, and hang on a second, Kireth, I've been recognised as well. We've all been nominated at the Autosport Awards that are taking place in London in January. So who's going to win? Is it going to be a clean sweep for sim racing? Make sure to vote for me in link in description if you want sim racing to continue to kind of like get closer to real world racing. I'll keep fighting for you in that fight, so make sure to vote for me, and maybe you want to vote for Max or Lando as well. Now here's some more cool news from GT7 that's already been basically leaked. Hyundai is bringing some new cars to Gran Turismo 7. I'm certain, by the way, that a lot of money has changed hands between Hyundai and Gran Turismo 7, and it's probably Hyundai giving a stack of cash to GT7. No one else is going to say this, but I'll just say it, because we've seen so many Hyundai cars coming, let's be honest. But this time, we're going to see a car I'm actually excited about, which is a Hyundai Elantra N TCR. That's coming to GT7 in the next update. It's a proper real-world touring car. You'll know it from the likes of iRacing and other sims as well. It could be a big win for revitalising Group 4 in Gran Turismo 7, which feels a little bit stale if we're honest. And if it drives like the real TCR cars in real life, it could be quite interesting. So yeah, more cars coming to GT7. Race Room has got a full HUD refresh plan for 2026, by the way, but KW Studios didn't want to wait for that long, so they pushed out part of it early. So now Race Room has a radar. Yeah, it's got proximity radar. It could help with your spatial awareness, stopping those door slams, etc. And it looks like just a quality of life win for ranked multiplayer. So that's interesting. And also Project Motor Racing has added its own radar system last week as well. I said in my pre-release streams, they really need to add radar. I did a lot of analysis on how the AI just isn't aware of you enough, and radar would really help that. The developers said they've taken that feedback on board and they try and do something about it, and they fast-tracked it in as well. 12 years faster than Race Room, but is it also too late for Project Motor Racing? Because early feedback suggests it's still rough about the edges, but it does show that Straight 4 Studios is listening to fans. They still somehow have enough of a development team, despite apparently laying off a massive part of the team before Christmas, which was entirely avoidable. Not going to go into that now. Make sure to subscribe to my channel here if you want to get the last sim racing show of the year. There's going to be one more this year, and then we start 2026 with a bang, because I'm heading to Las Vegas for the Consumer Electronics Show. So I will see you there in the sim racing show, and then see you in Las Vegas as well.